So a few months ago, I made a video about buying a pre-built gaming PC in today's fucking garbage economy. Now you may have noticed there isn't a video with a title like that on the channel. It's because I wasn't able to render it. Yes, for the past month and a half, 2 months, I've had a video stuck on the other side of a line my bitch-ass 2014 NVIDIA Quadro refuses to cross. After installing all the parts that I got yesterday, that video took 18 minutes and 55 seconds to render. Now this video was originally going to be about more about the build itself, not the aftermath of the build. The issue with that is that the build went fucking terrible. Like every PC related thing I've ever done on this channel, it goes to shit. No microphone audio, the angles were dog shit, it took an hour and 10 minutes to record, of which 50 minutes are trash, so we're not even gonna... I'll show you guys bits and pieces of the build here and there, but it's just not worth your time, it really isn't. This used to be Old Boy. After a power supply and GPU upgrade, he is now the Pulsar. I stole the Old Boy name from Austin Evans. I'd say sorry, but Austin Evans is never gonna see this, and he's like 5'7" anyway. Short people... I was about to say some real shortest shit, you know? I'm heightest. That's what it is, heightest. Hold on. How tall is Austin Evans? Apparently Google knows everything in the universe except how tall Austin Evans is. It's okay, bud. If I was that short, I'd keep it a secret too. Let's quickly talk about the specs of this PC, and we'll talk about the upgrades I did to it after. Spoiler alert. It wasn't good. I7-3770 4-core CPU clocked at 3.6 GHz. 12 GB of DDR3 running at 1333 MHz. I know it's slow. It's the fastest RAM the motherboard supports. NVIDIA Quadro K2200, 4 GB of GDDR5. No, it's not like a 574 gig where it has 4 gigs GDDR5. No, 2014, old as shit, shitty clock speed, shitty everything. Don't buy it, don't even look at it. Over 4.5 terabytes of space and a dinky 320 watt power supply. Don't forget, proprietary too. I replaced that 320 watt power supply with an EVGA 500B, a 500 watt 80 plus bronze power supply, and I used an HP 6-pin to 24-pin adapter to get around that proprietary dumb shit. I do get a message on startup every time saying my power supply fan isn't working and it does that loud beeping shit that's annoying. I just F1 through that. My power supply fan does work. It says it doesn't. You guys have really been curious about this graphics card though. My original plan was to go with a 1660 Super, and then a 2060, and then it was going to be an RX 580 8GB from Sapphire Pulse. Get it? Pulsar. Now you may be curious why I didn't go with the 1660 or the RTX 2060, and that's because bottleneck, and the 2060 is $330 new. I believe the 1660 is $230 new. And they're both basically the same card, just that one has RTX. Or alternatively, I could just say fuck those cards and go AMD. And that's what I did. I didn't get a Sapphire Pulse, unfortunately, and that's for a good reason. All of them are $180, $190 right now. Not fucking worth it. If you're gonna spend $200 on an RX 580... I ended up going with an RX 580 8GB Red Dragon from Power Color. I will be talking a lot more in depth about the graphics card here in a minute because there's a lot to talk about. Just give it a second though. The graphics card was $156, the power supply was $55, and the adapter was $10 for a grand total of $221.73. Keep in mind, I didn't pay for this tower, and the RAM upgrade I did to this last time I was fucking around with this thing, that was free. I already had that RAM. So altogether, I've spent under $250, and I have what some would assume to be a VR ready machine. Probably not going to be a great VR experience because I have a 4-core CPU, but a VR experience nonetheless. With the parts that I've put in, this machine is running it's just so much better. It's so much better, dude. I actually did do benchmarks. I'll be going over those last, but let's talk about the parts that I put in and how they've been performing for the past 24 hours or so. So the GPU did come, I believe, with stock thermal paste because it was really watery. I did take it apart and I've reapplied my own thermal paste and the temperature just kind of went up. So then I had to take it apart and do it again. That was fun. Even after I applied my own thermal paste kind of incorrectly, it actually didn't go any higher than 63 degrees Celsius. And when I left the stock paste on there, it didn't go past 57. So either way, it's fine. Its thermals are just fine. And that was under load too. Keep in mind, I was playing really demanding games at really fucking high frame rates. One thing it does have an issue with is coil whine. And people were like, It's terrible. It's the worst thing ever. The thing is that when people complain about sound, I'm not the one to complain to about that. I used to have a laptop from Dell from 2014, and it was literally louder than 4 day one PS4s. I shit you not. So sound really doesn't affect me. However, this graphics card can get unfucking believably loud. Like to the point where I constantly consider putting my side panel on. It's not as loud now, and when you put your headphones on, it's not even there. But that whine, it's so... I'll try to get some audio for you guys. The fans themselves aren't that loud. In fact, it does feature passive cooling, so under a certain temperature, the fans stop spinning altogether. I actually like that. That increases fan longevity, but I don't know. It feels, even though it runs cool, I'd still like the fans on at least a little bit. I know I can change that, but I probably won't. I'm a lazy cunt. This 580 has been ripping through my games lately, though, and it's a humongous improvement over the last graphics card I have. But funny enough, it came in this box. Now, obviously, I didn't actually think it was going to be a 5700 XT, but it did come in this box, which, funnily enough, this is the card I plan on pairing with that one in the future for a really nice build. I'm going to keep saving up my AdSense revenue this year and early next year, and by early next year, I'll have enough to build myself like a real deal rig with 8 cores, 32 gigs of RAM, a bad ass case. I'm so excited. That card is actually going to be going in there alongside that, or maybe one of the new gen AMD cards, but I don't know. Before we moved on to benchmarks, I did plan on talking about the difference between 4GB cards and 8GB cards, because there's a really big difference. It actually can save a lot of people a lot of money if you choose 4GB cards over 8GB cards in certain situations, but that is its own video. That is worthy of its own video, and I'd actually like to make that its own video, so we'll wait on that one. Let's move on to these benchmarks. I did user benchmark, Geekbench, and I did my own personal benchmark with Fortnite. I was going to do Warzone. It wouldn't start. It would not start. I tried. It kept giving me an error code every time I tried to start the game. I'm not going to sit through a 200GB download. You could suck my dick. Alright, I'm terrible at benchmarking, but I'm just going to go for it. User benchmark got a score of 45% gaming, 78% desktop, and 38% workstation. Now, user benchmark isn't so much a score of like, oh, your shit's this good or this good. It more gives you an idea of the task your machine is capable of, and that's why I like user benchmark so much. But I also like user benchmark because while I was testing it, I realized just how fucking loud this graphics card was. Thank you, user benchmark. Very cool. Oh yeah, I also forgot something. I used this to render a video. The video was 17.5 minutes long, 1440p at 60 FPS, and literally the entire timeline had two 1440p videos stacked on top of each other. It took 18 minutes and 55 seconds to render that 17-minute long video. I used the H.264 encoder, and it was 1.3 gigabytes big. When I tried to render it, at first it would give me an estimation of days, and then it would crash. Thank you, AMD. Very fucking cool. I did do Geekbench. I have no fucking idea how Geekbench works, like at all. I did get an OpenCL score of 48,954 though, so I don't know. There's some other things there. I did no research for this part of the video. I'm looking at my script like I'm a fucking retard because I was just so excited for this graphics card, dude. You have no idea. Finally, we're going to go over my personal Fortnite test. So on Epic settings, on DirectX 12, that is all settings low, view distance high, on 100% 3D resolution, I got an average FPS of 120, with my highs being anywhere between 200 and 210, and my lowest recorded frame rate being 56. Those very, very sharp dips happened whenever I looked at very heavily wooded areas. So on Epic settings, with 3D resolution all the way up on 1080p, I only used 2.5 gigabytes of VRAM. Keep in mind, I was recording as well. 4GB cards, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Fortnite performance is amazing. Not really though, because it's good. The issue is that the Fortnite update kind of voids all this test because it's, like I said, a week from now, it's gonna be right back to normal. Fuck! I might actually do a live stream tomorrow too. That's a good idea. If you guys are down for that, 4 p.m. Be there. I have to go edit this video on this beast. I'm so excited. This will be the first video I edit. Fucking amped. I know not many are watching, but I do have to thank you guys because that AdSense revenue, that little check of $100 and some odd that I got, helped me pay for this graphics card. In fact, it paid for the majority of it, so I'm probably going to have that graphics card for the rest of my YouTube career because it's physical evidence that the algorithm does work sometimes. On occasion. As long as you aren't too much of a dickhead, it'll work in your favor. Well, that depends. But again, I have to thank you guys, because you guys helped me pay for this. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll have more videos about this PC, about the graphics card, about other things PC related in the future, because I love this shit. It's my favorite fucking tech related activity. I love you guys. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.